Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Police say a 5-year-old boy was kidnapped, then abandoned in downtown Lexington, left to find his own way home. And UK football is making the trek down to Death Valley, looking to upset LSU.
Several Lexington homeowners are getting a leg up from Habitat for Humanity. We'll tell you how coming up.
WKYT News starts now. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Moody. Kristen Kennedy has the weekend off. Investigators say a Georgetown boy was kidnapped this morning after they say his father took him to a drug deal. Police say the boy was found alone on a street near downtown Lexington. About an hour later, WKYT's Mark Barber spoke with the neighbor who called police. That's our top story at 6.
I heard a knock on the door. It was about 7 o'clock. Still dark outside. So I came to the door. Turned on the light out here, saw there was someone out here.
Lexington police say 30-year-old William Hanks was on Gail Clark's doorstep.
He said he had been pulled from his car, or his truck, I think he said, been pulled from his truck and choked, and somebody had kidnapped his son.
Investigators tell us the Georgetown father took his 5-year-old son with him when he got into a SUV with 3 people for a drug deal this morning. We're told they drove to Winchester Road, near Combs Ferry in Lexington, and robbed Hanks, throwing him out of the SUV after they said he didn't deserve his son. Police say the 5-year-old was found about an hour later near downtown Lexington, here on Woodland Avenue, when a woman looked out her window and saw the boy crying on the sidewalk. Officers tell us he didn't have a coat. He was wearing a t-shirt, jeans, and shoes. It was 52 degrees outside. Investigators say the robbers dropped him off with his father's driver's license, telling him to knock on doors to get help. We're told the boy has been released from UK hospital and is now with his mother. Hanks is in the Fayette County Detention Center, charged with first-degree wanton endangerment. Clark says he's a father, and that's why he's so upset. Hanks is accused of putting his son in danger.
That's unforgivable.
In Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Police tell us they're still searching for the man and 2 women who they say were in the SUV. An update tonight on a murder we've been following out of Morgan County. Kentucky State Police say they've arrested 2 people in connection with the murder of 33-year-old Randy Williams. On Thursday, police say they found Williams dead at his home in West Liberty. 20-year-old Christopher Payton and 55-year-old Kimberly Payton have been charged with murder. Both were booked into the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. Police say a man was hurt in a home invasion. It happened on Alexandria Drive here in Lexington. WKYT's Garrett Weimer is tracking the investigation. He's on Alexandria Drive, where he's been talking to neighbors in this Crime Tracker report.
A couple neighbors I talked to have lived here for years, and they say the home invasion might be out of character for the neighborhood, but it is an area that can be scary at times, especially at night. This was the scene here last night. The victim told police 2 men knocked on his door and forced their way into his home. He says then they assaulted him and took some of his things. It's things like that that's the reason why some neighbors say they're afraid at night.
I'm up and down during the night, because you hear all kinds of stuff. You don't know what's going to happen, and I want to know what's going to happen. If it's around my home, if it's away from my home, I just want to see what's going around. It's getting so dangerous anymore.
One man I talked to says he's lived here on Alexandria Drive for 15 years, and he's seen a lot of changes here. He says he likes to walk his dog, but he always makes sure he's home before it's dark. In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Investigators said they have only a vague description of the suspects. A woman and child were rushed to the hospital after a crash on Highway 27 in Pulaski County Friday night. Deputies say 33-year-old Tasha Cox of Tateville fell asleep while driving, drifted off the road, hit an embankment, and flipped. Cox and her 5-year-old passenger were taken to Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Well, after a spring-like Friday, fall certainly rolled back into the bluegrass just in time for the weekend, and we're looking at a chance for some rain. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell has the details and a first look at your weather.
It's coming right now. We're tracking some of those light showers just north of our area and a few out in eastern Kentucky as well. Pretty ugly day, too. If you look outside, all of that cloud cover hanging in here with us. keeping temperatures down. We're not getting that full sunshine out there anywhere across central or out into eastern Kentucky, so we're stuck with the clouds. There you see Kentucky's most powerful live Doppler. That is Defender, and we are tracking those showers through the entire area. North of Lexington, you can see basically running from Covington all the way into Georgetown and just getting ready to cross the Fayette County line. There's a little bit of activity out on the west end of town. There you see some of the heavier stuff. Might see an ice pellet or two involved with that. Again, we're talking about a lower freezing level in the atmosphere, so you might see some of that more what would resemble sleet as opposed to anything like a large chunk of hail. So some very fine ice possible out of that as well. We look to Lexington. You see the showers basically right along Versailles Road and then passing up into the Masterson Station area. General light rain. We look at some of the temperatures. We're in the low and mid 50s area wide. That's it. Tonight, if we can get these skies to clear, we could see some patchy frost trying to develop. That's going to be one of those very close calls, though. Otherwise, chilly night anyway. I'll have more forecast details coming up for you here in just a few minutes.
The UK is hitting the road for their 6th game of the season. Tonight, they're looking at pulling out the upset in Death Valley. WKYT's Brian Milam is here with a preview of UK's game against LSU. Brian?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. If you thought beating South Carolina was the signature win for Mark Stoops, what would beating LSU on the road mean? It would be incredible is what it would mean. So much has been talked about the LSU atmosphere, especially at night, and how UK would handle it. Mark Stoops points out UK did not do too shabby in the swamp against Florida, and neither did Patrick Tolles.
He's had a good week of practice. It really didn't affect us much the last time we were in that type of environment. Let's hope it's the same. You know, I think it's certainly not uncommon to see some problems when you're in a hostile environment. So if we get a few, we've just got to be able to overcome them.
Sounds like the simple plan to me. The Cats and the Tigers from Baton Rouge. LSU all-time against Kentucky down in the Bayou, 23-5-1. Kickoff is set for 7:30 on the SEC network, and we will have complete highlights tonight at 11 o'clock as Kentucky, with a win, would become bowl eligible. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Brian. That'd be huge for sure. More than 125 volunteers and Lexington Habitat for Humanity staff went to Whitney and Charles Avenues today to work on 14 houses. WKYT's Mike Linden stopped by to talk to volunteers about the home repair program that's new at 6.
The Thrive and Builds Repairs program, launched in 2012, helps homeowners upgrade their existing homes. A team of 125 volunteers worked on 14 homes on Whitney and Charles Avenues Saturday afternoon on projects such as exterior painting, porch repair, and landscaping.
But there's a lot of personal satisfaction on many levels, and it's nice to go back through the neighborhoods, you know, where you've built and see that the houses you built have lasted, and it's a way of giving people a hand up.
As part of a Pay It Forward program, each homeowner today will donate $100 to help the next round of homeowners have work done on their homes.
The Lexington Habitat Project is the largest Thrive and Builds Repairs program in the nation for the second consecutive year at a cost of around $45,000.
What we hope is that we give people pride of ownership in their neighborhood. We not only help the folks that we're directly helping, but their neighbors see what's going on, and they take pride in ownership as well. And at the end of the day, we hope to have safer communities as well.
Homeowners say the program provides a positive experience for families living in the community.
I'm thankful for all the people that's out here volunteering to help, you know, make somebody else's dreams to become realities. And it's a blessing for me. It's going to be a blessing for my family. And any way that I could give back to Habitat, I might not be able to do a whole lot, but I'm willing to do what I can.
In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Since 1986, Lexington Habitat for Humanity has helped 400 people build a home. If you'd like to volunteer on their next project, go to WKYT.com and click on this story. Police in Nicholasville traded in their handcuffs today for aprons and burgers. Today, officers from Jessamine County, Nicholasville, Wilmore, Lexington Community Corrections, and the ATF Bureau in Lexington are flipping burgers at the Nicholasville Red Robin. That's over in Brandon Crossing as part of the National Tip a Cop event to help out the Special Olympics.
It's not all about just arresting people. It's about serving, about helping people, and Special Olympics inspires us. And so it offers us a lot of encouragement and hope to see these athletes, how hard they work, how hard they train, and what they're able to do and accomplish in our community. And to us, that's very, very meaningful. They're truly our heroes.
The event goes on until 9 o'clock tonight, so you still have a few hours to stop by. Doctor who recovered after getting the Ebola virus while treating patients in Liberia will speak at a Louisville church next month. Dr. Kent Brantly will give a talk at a Missions Health Conference at Southeast Christian Church on November 6th. Brantly made a full recovery this summer at an hospital, and just this week he gave plasma to a Dallas nurse who also came down with the virus. Doctors say antibodies in the blood of a survivor may help a patient fight off the virus. With October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, WKYT is once again teaming up with St. Elizabeth Healthcare to provide breast screenings. The mobile mammography van will be at WKYT on Tuesday from 9:30 in the morning till 6:30 in the evening. To make an appointment, call 859-655-7400. Private insurance will be billed, and if you're uninsured, you can get financial help thanks to a generous grant from Susan G. Komen Lexington.